We definitely earned the right to play. We definitely earned the right to go and score goals, and that's exactly what we did.
Good quality.
Last weekend, we went away to Shishona Esportiu, a team up in the mountains about 20-25 minutes drive away from Alicante. And we went into the game knowing that it would be fairly easy. This had been the first time that we were playing a team below us, as we were on 7 points and had only had one win up until that point. The team we were playing were stuck on 4 points and were 15th out of 16 teams in the league. There was a buzz around the boys before we arrived at the game. I think we were all looking forward to playing a match which was going to be maybe a little bit easier, a little bit of a moment for us to score some goals and have some enjoyment. Having said that, we all knew that if we approached the game with a very lackluster approach, not trying to work hard and not trying to put in tackles, then we'd end up with a negative result. No matter who you're playing, in every game of football, you have to earn the right to play. You have to do the dirty work out of possession, the work of shifting and screening or pressing high and working together as a group, or putting in tackles, winning headers and making interceptions to be able to allow yourself to play the game and to allow yourself to bring your own ability and your own quality out as a team when you have the ball. And this was something that we took from our previous game and brought straight into this one. We pressed very high from the start and we forced many mistakes out of their back four and out of their keeper, who didn't look the most comfortable in possession. We played the exact same formation and the exact same style, the exact same approach to the game as in our win before Christmas. I played as a right mid in a 4-3-3 and we aimed to press high right off the start. The way we like to press is to cut the pitch in half and to make sure that the team cannot switch the ball back across their back line. Our striker would make sure that when they played out to either centre back, he cuts off the angle for them to be able to switch the ball. That means we're essentially pressing half of the pitch. If the ball is with the left centre back, then I have to be ready and in a good position so that as soon as the pass is played to the left back, I'm going to approach that player, sprint, shut them down and make sure that they cannot play down the line. If the ball goes down the other side of the pitch, through the right centre back and the right back of the opposition, Emmanuel, our left winger, will go and press the ball and I'll tuck in to become an extra midfielder to make sure that they cannot penetrate centrally. As we did in the previous game, we got lots and lots of joy from this approach. We made it very difficult for them to play out the back, and even when they continued to try and do it, we rarely saw them pass the halfway line. In this sense, we definitely earned the right to play. We definitely earned the right to go and score goals, and that's exactly what we did. Our first goal wasn't the most beautiful. It wasn't intricate interplay, playing out of the back and switching the ball. It was just a tap in from a corner essentially. But that's exactly what you get when you put a high level of pressure on the opposition defence and you don't let them play out of the back. For the second goal, we win the ball in midfield, making it very difficult for them to penetrate centrally, as I mentioned. Emmanuel uses a bit of skill to beat his player and shifts the ball onwards to Henry, who beats a man and then rides a challenge, plays the ball back to Emmanuel, and Emmanuel slots it through the keeper's legs with a lovely left foot finish. Around 30-35 minutes into the game, we're 2-0 up and we're buzzing, but that's not enough for us. We have to keep working hard out of possession. Straight away from our kickoff, we press high up the pitch and we put pressure on one of their centre mids to play a loose ball to which our left back and our captain Ethan steps onto and takes off the toes of the opposition. Toward the end of the second half, a little bit of drama occurred as our centre back Rowie, he goes up to head the ball, he connects with a crossbar on the finish, and as he goes for the follow-up, he ends up essentially flattening one of the opposition players, landing on them. And his teammates don't like it, they kick Rowie, Rowie kicks back and then pushes one of them.
You're on the spot.
And he gets a yellow card, but I mean, at that point, if someone's kicking you on the football pitch and the ref's not protecting you, you have to do what you can to protect yourself. Close to half time, we get a little break up the left-hand side. Emmanuel and Raymond, who's come on in the number 10 spot for Henry after an injury, they combine well on the left-hand side and they progress the ball up the pitch. But as Emmanuel cuts inside after Raymond's back heel, I'm in about 20 meters of space on the right-hand side and I'm just waiting for a slip-through ball and he cuts back onto his left foot. And I'll be real with you, it did break my heart, but I didn't want to get into him in that moment because the team was playing well and we needed to keep momentum. The silver lining to that though was that from the resulting corner, Andrew pops up with another goal, another fox in the box moment, and we go in at halftime 3-0 up. The energy in the dressing room was really positive at halftime, but it wasn't one of cockiness, it wasn't one of arrogance. We knew and we all felt that we couldn't let the standards drop. We'd been in situations where we were 2-0 up, 3-0 up before, and we didn't make the most of it. We ended up drawing some of those games. And so we needed to make sure that we kept our foot on the gas and really didn't let the opposition have any room to get out of their situation. We pressed high from the start again, and we made it very, very difficult for the opposition to play through. We started creating more and more chances. And then there was a moment about 60 minutes in where I hear fighting. I hear two players scrapping behind me, and I'm thinking, why are we fighting with the opposition? You know, we're 3-0 up. And I turn around and I see that it's two opposition players fighting with each other. One player kicks the other player and puts him to the floor. The other guy gets up and is angry and tries to swing at him, and it's all going mad. We're all confused. We're all just kind of sitting there watching, like, why are they fighting with each other? They're 3-0 down. I mean, the referee then comes over and does what he has to do, I guess, and sends both of them off. So we play the last 30 minutes of the game against 9 men. I almost felt like we dropped our level when that happened. Being 3-0 up and playing against 9 men, I think it was easy for a lot of us to think that the game was done, and to an extent it was, but at the same time you still have a team to play against and you still have teammates on the pitch. And I think a few of us started to play five-a-side. A few of us started to play cage football and try and drill past players too much instead of just keeping it simple, working the ball and racking up the scoreline. That being said, it was essentially a training game, and Raymond popped up with a bit of skill that he seems to pull off pretty often in training, where he beats a couple of players and then slots at far post. And we were all really happy for him since it was his first goal of the season, and he's been struggling and been getting assists and been helping the team in other ways, but we all know that it was a weight on his shoulders to not have scored yet after being so prolific in his previous seasons in Italy and also in England. After Ray scored his first goal of the game, our fourth of the game, I get substituted off along with two other players, and some new boys come on the pitch to see if they can have an impact and see if they can help the team. However, in that moment, it seemed that Ethan, our captain and our left back, decided that he didn't really need any teammates. You know, he could just score two absolute screamers by himself from left back, and that's exactly what he did. The first one, he shifts the ball onto his left and smashes it across the goal into the far corner. And the second goal was pretty much a replica of the first, but instead of smashing it across goal to the bottom corner, he smashes it against the crossbar and into the back of the net. So we stepped off the pitch buzzing, you know, a 6-0 win. Granted, the last 30 minutes and the last 3 goals we scored against 9 men, but for the first 60 minutes of the game, we worked very, very hard out of possession to get our rewards in possession. It was a great feeling, and the changing room was buzzing afterwards, and a few of the boys, actually a lot of the boys, went out into the centre of Alicante to get a meal together after the game. In terms of my performance, I feel like I contributed quite a lot out of possession. I'm very good at communicating and helping to organise the press right from the start and to keep our teammates on it when it comes to that side of the game. However, in possession, I feel like I still could have been a little bit more relaxed on the ball, still been a little bit more confident and taken on my man a couple of more times. There were moments where I did link up well with my teammates, playing one-touch passes or coming inside and switching the play, but I did also feel that there were a couple of moments where I could have shown my quality a little bit better. But it's strange playing in the right mid position because you're very reliant on the support and the service from the deeper positions. And this isn't something that I've been too used to, because as you guys know, for the first part of the season, I was playing in central midfield myself. And I think that there were moments in the game, especially when they went down to 9 men and we were already 3-0 up, where a lot of the boys, myself included at times, started to overcomplicate things, started to try and beat players in 1v1s or 2v1s or 3v1s, instead of just moving the ball and playing with your teammates and making sure that we can score goals together. It's a funny stage of the season for our team because at this club, we know that we're not trying to stay here. We know that this is an academy, that our goal is to move on and be paid to play or reach a higher division in semi-professional football. And so it felt like to me that a few of the boys were just aware of their highlight reels. A few of the boys wanted to force passes and to try and play Hollywood balls which weren't necessarily on at the time. That being said, I can't be upset with a scoreline of 6-0 and with the way that the team played. And it's just down to me to get back into training, to get my touch back in and to play to the best of my ability. Off the pitch, I've been consistently working out in the gym as I had been the last half season, but with a little bit more of a focus on my core work and my ab work. I had a look at Ryan Tafazzoli's core routine on YouTube. He's a League One centre-back, and I'd highly recommend that you guys check it out if you want to improve your stability and your ability to push people off the ball and to stay on it yourself. As I mentioned, myself and a teammate, we're working on a no equipment workout plan for you guys who might not have been introduced to the gym yet, but still want to start improving your physicality to have a better effect on the pitch. If any of you are interested in taking a look at or receiving that workout plan, please comment down below or drop me a message on Instagram. Anyway, that's it for today's video, guys. A great win to tell you about, and if you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like, comment down below and subscribe to the channel.